Greetings, Thompson School District community. My name is Mark Schaefer, your proud superintendent, and today I am on location at High Plains Pre-K-8. Today we're going to talk about the exciting expansion of High Plains. It's a 15-month project where we're going to be adding additional space and capacity to handle the increasing enrollment here. And today I'll be meeting with Tammy Knauer, who is our bond director. So come join us on location here at High Plains. So hi, I'm here with Thompson School District Bond Director Tammy Knauer. Tammy, would you introduce yourself to our viewing audience and tell people a little bit about yourself?
You bet. I'm Tammy Knauer, like you said, the Bond Director for Thompson School District. What my role is to make sure the bond funds from the 2018 bond program are spent with a community interest in mind. We oversee the architect and contractor contracts, and then we make sure the construction is done timely and doesn't disrupt school in a facility like this where students are still in the building.
So Tammy, I know under your leadership we have seen a lot of work that has been done with our bond. Can you give just a few highlights of some of the major projects to date that have been completed?
Sure. Well, the flagship project for the bond was definitely Riverview Pre-K-8. So we finished that one. It opened well. We also were able to remodel Van Buren Elementary School into TCC and Ferguson High School. So those were the large projects. Along the way, we've also been in every single school in the district with bond funds, from HVAC renovations to carpet, paint, bathroom upgrades. There's just been a lot of areas of each building that we've been able to touch through this bond.
That's great. And just for our viewing audiences, this project is actually not being funded out of our bond dollars, but actually being funded out of something called LURA, which is our Loveland Urban Renewal dollars. And those dollars are restricted dollars that are available for use here in the school district. High Plains Pre-K-8 is very well a recipient of those dollars. And so this project is largely being funded using those dollars that are available and not bond dollars. So Tammy, here we are at High Plains Pre-K-8, and we're expanding the school. And I know it's about a 15-month journey from the time we started till the time we're going to be finished. Take us through a little bit of the timeline. What is that 15 months? What does it look like? And when is the estimated completion date?
You bet. Very complicated project when you're working with an existing building, you're adding on, trying not to disrupt school. That's critical. But the overall project started even a year before the 15 months. So it took us a year to get the project approved, funded. The design took place, multiple meetings with community, students, staff, facilities, the state. We tap into other school districts to see what they're doing. That took about a year to get it designed. It goes out to bid, and then construction starts. So construction started about the spring of 2022, and we will open in August of 2023 in full. And that doesn't include, this summer we were able to complete the addition of a kindergarten classroom, which involved expanding 2 classrooms and turning kind of the same square footage into 3 kindergarten classrooms. And that opened without a hitch this year. So we were thankful to get that milestone out of the way.
That's great. So High Plains is really one of our newest schools. And so a lot of times I'm asked, why are you building onto a new school? What is the need to expand a school that is relatively new construction?
Sure. No, that's always asked. Why are we spending more money at a new school? The capacity here needed to be increased. So we are increasing to roughly 750 students, and that includes 8 to 9 classrooms, brand new, depending on how they schedule and use those rooms. We are doing a full-size competition gymnasium, which the old school did not have, with bleachers and everything. And off of that is also a performance stage. So off of the music room that doubles as a stage, we have those amenities now. Full locker rooms. We are also adding on to the exterior as far as a new track going in and the amenities for that. So it kind of becomes more continuity between our other K-8 schools and a little more equity in that sense.
So we often refer to the land in which a school sits as the footprint of the school and a footprint of just the land. So fairly compact area that we're talking about where existing High Plains sits on. Can you talk a little bit about how the school is actually being expanded? So as we look at the boundaries of the school, which way is it expanding? North, south, east, west? What does that look like?
Sure, sure. It's definitely expanding to the south. So you have the core of the building, which is the gymnasium, the other classrooms, the cafeteria, the office. That area stays intact, and we're building off of the south side in full with the gymnasium and those 8 or 9 classrooms. The classrooms are on the west side of the addition. The gym is on the east side. Some of the upper classrooms actually have windows into the gym for some passive observation and some connectivity. The new gym is daylit, which means it has a lot of glass, a lot of passive daylighting. We'll be able to light the area and make it feel real bright and welcoming for the community. Full-size bleachers on one side, so for competitions in the future, we can do that right here instead of at Conball or the other schools that I know the district has to work so hard to put events at. So High Plains will be whole again. It feels like finally getting it where it needed to be.
And then lastly, you had mentioned cafeteria space or maybe outside seating areas to accommodate additional seating, especially during our lunches. We're adding in another 150 or so students. What is that going to look like?
Sure. We did not feel the need to expand the cafeteria at this point with this expansion. So there's going to be some creative scheduling, but there is additional outside seating. We're going to do some more with our FF&E, or fixtures, furniture, and equipment budget, so that we can provide some more seating options for the kiddos.
So school is in session, and as you might have heard in the background, kids are in the building. And at the same time, construction is in full swing. So how do we kind of do both things at the same time, educate kids as well as do construction?
Sure. Safety is utmost concern. So safety, and then making sure students and staff can do their job, which is testing at the appropriate times, quiet time when it needs to be. So there's a lot of coordination that the contractor that's on site every day works with the office staff and make sure they know when testing is going to happen, those kinds of things for the noisy activities. For safety, we do have a perimeter fence that blocks off the construction. We have some peepholes through that fence so anyone can stop by and kind of peek in and see what's going on. But it's just diligence on the contractor's part of really coordinating with the school, from drop-off times to bus loops to all the activities, the community use of the building, that we're always thinking of safety first and coordinating any loud efforts with the staff. Some things that we'll see in the next week or two on site, some of the big steel pieces will start arriving in the beginning of October. So those deliveries are all coordinated around school schedules, that kind of thing, but we'll start seeing some big materials start piling up, and that's when it starts really taking shape on the south side.
Right now the weather is pretty nice, but as we head into winter months and maybe weather that may be less cooperative, what contingencies are built in, or how do the construction workers kind of adjust for that?
Sure. There's always a few days built into the schedule because we know Colorado weather, even with global warming, is undetermined at the beginning. So there's a few days built into the schedule where we know there's going to be some ebb and flow. But overall, the contractor has plenty of time in that 15 to 17 month construction window to kind of work around that. Some measures they take are shelters. They have temporary heaters within the shell. Once they build that, we cover concrete with blankets and try to keep it from being damaged with weather. There's a lot of amenities like that that are needed to get through a Colorado winter for sure. And I'd be remiss not to mention the partnerships with the community here, including McWhinney, that allowed us to coordinate some space across the street for stockpiling materials and for parking. So that's really alleviated the impact to the site for parent parking, bus loops, those kinds of things. So it's a huge effort for sure.
That's great. Students and staff, obviously they have a front row seat to a lot of the construction and the work that's going on. You mentioned that there was some places through the fence that they can look. Are there any other areas or ways that kids can actually see construction in progress?
Yeah, you bet. The contractor's already held one interactive event with some kiddos up in the media center where we're standing now. So you can look right over into the job site and ask questions and kind of get the kiddos integrated into the process. We're also going to have construction tours as the site continues, as it becomes safe and enclosed enough to where we can guide students through. We also have some plans to collaborate with some high school programs. If they have some building programs, that they can come over and see some things actually in a real project. So we have a lot of ideas in mind over the next year to try to integrate the community, including students first.
Tammy, if our community or parents or even students had any, they wanted just more information about some of the bond work or maybe see some pictures, not just of High Plains, but other work, is there a place that they might be able to go and look and find this?
Sure. We have a wonderful website, tsdbond.org, that lists a lot of the bond projects, including this High Plains that's funded elsewhere, but we're managing for the district. There's financial information, there's pictures, there's updates, there's lists of work that will be accomplished or planned to be accomplished. So there's also ways to email me and ask questions or email the communications department. So we love questions, we love talking about what we do. So we encourage that. Bring you on, let us talk about what we do a little bit.
Great. And Tammy, my last question is, anything else you would like to share with our viewing audience about the High Plains project? Anything maybe you didn't have a chance to share?
I guess the main thing would be how amazing the staff is here, from Danielle being the amazing principal that's helped us through design, right up through construction and all this coordination, to the rest of the staff, the media center staff, everyone that's tried to help when there's noise outside or if there ever is a concern. I think we have good communication with that. And again, the community's been great. The HOAs neighboring on both sides have been engaged with me and really talked about what we can do to help the community. So again, it's always neat to improve spaces for kiddos in our district, and this is one of the fun projects.
Yeah, I think we can agree. We have amazing staff. We have terrific students, a great parent community, and just a phenomenal High Plains community as well.
Definitely.
Well, we thank you so much for spending a little bit of time as we are on location here at High Plains Pre-K-8. We are looking to have this school open and ready, fully open and ready by the fall of 2023. So work is in full swing and in progress, and we can't wait to see what things look like. So thanks again for joining us on location at High Plains Pre-K-8.